Hello, my name's Gill Phillips, the creator of Whose Shoes. We were launching our new Whose Shoes Mind and Body Perinatal Mental Health resources in December 2018. The whole thing is crowdsourced, with scenarios and poems contributed about a very wide range of issues from all perspectives. At the last minute, I got the idea to crowdsource videos from some of the people who'd been involved as a Mind and Body Advent series, and to ask people to post their videos on Twitter using this hashtag. It was very organic and it came together better than I dared hope, with lots of fantastic people volunteering to join in. Here we've collected them into a single video and hope they give you a feel of the depth and variety of the project. The new resources are currently going out to over 50 NHS trusts, and we hope will support conversations to improve experiences of women and families everywhere. I really hope you enjoy the video.
Hi, my name is Florence. I'm going to tell you a little bit about our latest MatExp project, Mind and Body. So this is about holistically looking after women, both physically and their mental health and well-being too. I love doing MatExp projects. They always bring me some new ideas and challenge my assumptions, and this one is no exception. When we started working on this, I thought about the word reassured. We write reassured in women's notes quite a lot. They may come along with some pain or problem, and we explain to them what we think is going on, and then we write reassured in the notes. So when we started the project, I suddenly thought about that word and wondered who was reassured and whether I really knew that my women that I was seeing were reassured or not. And that prompted me to write this poem. Reassured. It's written in my notes, so it must be true. But is that reassurance for me or for you? You may have the power of writing, but how can you know the demons I am fighting, the symptoms that plague me, the worries that assail me? All normal pregnancy, you say, and dismiss them away. Let's get back and focus on the clinical, the physical. You try and be kind, but inside I can't stop the whirlwind that is my mind. So I wrote that poem on the train, just off the bat, and now look at it. It's amazing. It's a really beautiful poem with fantastic artwork. And it's going to go out there with all the new material and prompt people to think, prompt other healthcare professionals to think about the use of that word. And I'm just delighted. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Gill Phillips and I'm the creator of Whose Shoes. When I first jumped ship from my day job 10 years ago to set up the Whose Shoes board game, I had no idea what it would lead to. I just knew that if we could get people in the room, that they had the answers at grassroots level, if we could somehow create the conditions for them to speak openly and honestly and have the conversations that needed to happen as equals. The original concept was scenarios and poems relating to social care, which was my background, but it was always about what matters to people, services fitting around them rather than the other way round. Fast forward to 2014, I was absolutely thrilled when, I guess building on the success of our dementia care work, I got a really exciting phone call from Florence Wilcock. MatExp was born, and the rest, as they say, is history. We've had two very successful projects. Firstly, our generic maternity improvement campaign, and then our powerful collaborative Nobody's Patient project. None of it would have been possible without our incredible partners. So many Just Do It women and families and healthcare professionals who've come together with energy to make a difference. Florence has been a real force for change, role modelling the way to nurture people, to make powerful pledges, and most importantly, to follow them through. These are just very short videos, so I'll leave it to others to explain the new Mind and Body project. It's taken most of my time this year. It's been a huge responsibility to crowdsource authentic material and cover, or at least dip into, a huge number of important topics to stimulate crucial conversations for change. Suffice to say that it's incredibly moving when it all comes together and resources come back from the printers. They're going straight out to 50 NHS trusts and also to Guernsey and Ireland. I really hope they will be used to their full potential and help women and families everywhere. Thank you so much for being part of it. Let's do it.
Hi, I'm Louise and I'm a perinatal mental health midwife, and I'm part of the Health and Education North West London Perinatal Mental Health Education in Partnership project. And we decided to co-fund the Whose Shoes MindNBody new card set of the Whose Shoes game. It was such an important topic, and we felt it was a perfect fit for the Whose Shoes team. It's been a pleasure working with Gill and Flo, both forces of nature and full of enthusiasm. We're so proud of the card set that we have produced. I think it's going to be absolutely brilliant to be able to share the new stories and poems with all the 50 trusts around the country, and hopefully more, because it will really help improve services for mums and dads. I wanted to read you one of the poems that I felt were really resonated with the women that I look after sometimes. It's called Perfect Mother. Social media is a blessing and a curse. Other people's lives seem perfect, which makes me feel worse. The constant bombardment, mums who've got their stuff together, immaculate homes, happy kids, everyone smiling and laughing. I know it's not the real picture. Unreal. It's the way it makes me feel. So I too conceal how things really are and join the conspiracy. Never spoiling the mix, posting, smiling, upbeat, perfect pics. I'm really looking forward to the launch.
So I got involved in MatExp when earlier on this year. The MindNBody project is something that I'm particularly interested in. So I had postnatal depression when I had my son 2.5 years ago now, and for me, I'd never had any mental illness before. I had no real understanding of mental illness, or particularly perinatal mental illness, or how prevalent it was. And I just felt that I found it really difficult to accept help, really difficult to seek that help out. And I felt that if I'd had a better awareness that the stigma hadn't been there, that I would have sought help earlier and certainly wouldn't have become as unwell as I did. I spent a lot of time just pretending I was fine when I wasn't, telling everyone I was fine, putting on a smile, smiling pictures on Facebook. They were all there. I'd go to baby groups. No one would have had any idea how unwell I was. And so I wrote a poem for the MindNBody campaign, and it's a 2-part poem. So the first part's written by me, and it's just gives my experience of my first appointment, going to a psychology appointment, having had no previous experience of these services, and how I felt really. So it's called I'm Fine. The corridor stretches ahead, an endless abyss swallowing me up. My hands tremble, gripping onto the pushchair as if I may get swept away by life's current at any minute. My feet feel like concrete as I take each step towards the closed door and what might lie behind it. I sit down in the room and she's kind. I know she wants to help me. I want to open up to her, but I can't. My brain is in a deep fog and I can't make sense of how I feel. The pain is that intense, I'm sure it's going to spill out and drown me. Part of me wishes it would. She asks me how I am. I put on my mask, plaster on a smile, and tell her I'm fine. Inside, I'm screaming, please help me. My mind is conspiring against me. I'm not fine.
Hi, I'm Kirstie. I'm a clinical psychologist working in perinatal mental health services. I first found out about Whose Shoes when I went to a maternity event that they ran in my local hospital, which I thought was absolutely fantastic. Real buzz in the room, lots of energy, and lots of people coming together who wouldn't normally be talking in the way that they were. We had a brilliant graphic artist who brought the whole day to life as well. On the back of that, I also work for NHS England, and we got involved in working with Jill Phillips and her team in thinking about developing a set of cards for Whose Shoes that would be around perinatal mental health rather than maternity specifically. So I've been involved in working with Gill and people around the country in developing some of these cards. For those of you who haven't played the game, it involves playing a board game with cards to do with different scenarios, different thoughts of people from perspectives of patients, from health professionals, porters who might have observed something, that kind of thing. And it also involves some poetry. And so I was asked to write a paired poem with Leanne, who you can find on yesterday's Advent calendar. She's written part 1 to this poem, and this is part 2. And like hers, this is my response to our first session together. So I will read that to you. So mine's called I'm Fine, part 2. She enters the room slowly, the air coalescing around each reluctant foot like treacle. Her pain is a living thing in the room, cloaking her. She's hard to see. I move slowly, keeping my voice low and gentle, trying not to threaten, not to startle, but I don't think she sees me. I think she sees a beast from the east, a witch from the west, someone to take her baby, to tell her I know best. I ask her how she is. I'm fine, she whispers, her voice a thin reed of sound drowned out by my own internal shout. She's not fine.
Hello, my name is Anna Geyer and I'm from New Possibilities, and I'm responsible for producing a lot of the visual records that accompany the Whose Shoes workshops, and particularly those workshops within maternity experience. I was asked at the beginning of this Mind and Body project to produce a visual that could be used to promote the work that's being undertaken. And I thought that it might be useful if I talked through my thinking behind this visual. So the intention is to illustrate a journey that a woman and her partner may be on that might be a long and winding journey through maternity experiences. Being able to identify and address issues of perinatal mental health through the course of her journey, along with supporting her partner, having services that wrap around them sensitively and carefully to be able to offer the best possible experiences that they can have. So that's the visual there. But it also got me thinking about how this project has developed and how the subject and that is being discussed and explored through this project, this Mind and Body project, is incredibly powerful. The impact that the conversations will have will be long-lasting, I'm certain. All of the situations have been crowdsourced, and I've had the real privilege and honour to be able to attend many of those workshops. The breadth of content that has been developed is enormous. Thinking from supporting women who live in rural communities to inner city communities, thinking around issues relating to eating disorders, through to FGM, some really incredibly sensitive subjects and topics to discuss and talk about. What I know, having had all of those resources crowdsourced, means that we will be able to have some really authentic conversations around what maternity experience is really like for women and for people who work in maternity services, thinking about how we can better support women's mental ill health through her journey through maternity services. And the other thing that will come inevitably out of this is a desire to bring about lasting change. So I'm looking forward to experiencing these workshops and hearing some of the pledges that are made to support change that needs to happen to improve perinatal mental health experience for women in maternity services. Thank you.
Hi and welcome to Day 8. I'm Catherine McLennan and founder of the Pinks and Blues pregnancy loss organisation here in the West Midlands. I've been actively involved in all 3 of the workshops this year around Mind and Body, including the planning and delivery of a couple of them. And it has been a real privilege. It's been a privilege to hear the women who have stood up and shared their own experiences. It's been a privilege to work with professionals who really want to make a difference, who really want to get it right for the families that they are serving. And it was quite an eye-opener really to the issues that actually do fall under perinatal mental health. It is a huge area. But that didn't faze people. People got stuck in, they knew what they wanted to get from the scenarios, they helped us to frame them, and then the poems, which again people gave their personal experiences to and shared for us to add to the toolkit. It's been a lot of work by everybody, and the pledges that came out from the events as well were really powerful. So I'd like to finish by just saying a huge thank you to the team behind getting this set of resources together. You've worked really, really hard, and it's a privilege to have been part of that. So thank you.
How do you think it's going, Flo?
Amazing. Just listen to the noise. Considering it's a really sensitive, difficult topic that people feel is very stigmatised, just listen to the joy in this room. Don't you think?
I do. Kerry, how's it going for you?
Intense, lots of post-its.
You're not running out of post-its?
No, I'm not running out of post-its yet, no. I might be running out of brain.
It's my wedding.
But that is not all that matters. My life, my mind matters.
Oh, that's just copy that, yeah. I think I might read that in my class.
Oh, I know I've seen that exactly. Going into 16 and they are hard.
Is it possible then?
Training, different sorts of training. So that's about how to handle reports, asking difficult questions, listening to difficult answers, perhaps some yoga, mental health, soft skills, that sort of thing.
Always be in oneness, together, never separated. What we see in front of us as people, they are persons, they have feelings. What we see with eyes sometimes misses out what's inside these people. If we close our eyes and look at bodies and people as people, we'll miss out people and their humanity. All we need to do is to correct our mind and align it with our body and embrace the heart and see things with our heart. What matters to patients and people matters to us. The only way we will find peace of mind is by listening to our heart. Divided, we will sink. If we allow the gap between the mind and body grow, we'll only grow suffering. This separation will never allow us to be happy and peaceful in life. The power of resurrection lies deep within us all, within our mind, within our heart. There has been a lot of work going on the social media by many leaders like Gill and others. It is quite encouraging to see how people are recognizing the role of mind and the body. Mind and the body should never be separated and allowed to live separately because of the social pressure. The only way we'll bring happiness and peace to people is when we allow mind and the body to live in oneness. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Kerry and I have the pleasure of doing day 11 for the MindNBody Advent. I have been involved in maternity services professionally for the last 10 years in different roles and have been involved with the MatExp community from a professional sense. But the MindNBody campaign really spoke to me on a personal level. After becoming a mum in 2009, I really struggled with the transition to motherhood, and the MindNBody project inspired me to write a poem. Here's my poem. It's called The Journey to Anxiety, and here's how it goes. My baby is here after a journey so long, her birth so joyous, yet many things went wrong. I was fixed up nicely, good outcomes all round, but a separation from her that was hard and profound. I wanted her with me, she was taken without permission, my body the focus, my mind an omission. Reunited after hours, my heart now soothed, my mind not assessed and already bruised. Hours, days, weeks go by, my wound is checked and breastfeeding ticked, but something's not right, something's not clicked. I can't let her go, I hate being alone, scared I will lose her, frightened in my own home. Relations become strained, I can't explain, I don't understand, am I to blame? Months pass, things don't ease, I realise I am just no good at this. What must it be like, true motherhood bliss? Now, the MindNBody campaign and the other MatExp campaigns, such as the Skin to Skin awareness raising programme, have really helped me understand that being an anxious mother isn't unusual or something to be embarrassed about. It's something that actually many women go through, and linking with other women through the MatExp community is really helpful for me, and I'm privileged to be taking part in this programme.
Hi, my name's Jo Osborne. I'm an obstetrician in Colchester, and Gill asked me to talk about the impact that MatExp has had on us in Colchester. We first had a Whose Shoes workshop back in June 2016. It was well attended and beautifully graphically captured by Anna, and we have the posters displayed in our maternity unit and in our midwife-led unit. We've worked a lot on environment since then, in particular getting the environment in the labour ward as comfortable as it possibly can be. So the rooms have twinkly lights and music docking stations and LED candles, and we have some birthing pools and ability to monitor underwater for those women, for instance, having vaginal birth after caesarean. And I think it's really helped women and their birth partners make a nest and feel safe and secure and enable them to get their best birth. We've also worked a lot on language, in particular removing the use of the word allowed, which is so negative and controlling, looking instead at the words offer and recommend. I work with a fabulous team of midwives, doctors, maternity care assistants, midwifery support workers, and I'm going to read you a thank you letter that I had from a lady. That's the thank you card, and this was really touching. I'm sorry it's taken so long to write to you to express my heartfelt thanks. You did my C-section and delivered my son 6 weeks ago, and the experience was amazing. I'll treasure being able to see my son being born and having skin-to-skin contact, and most of all, no pain. As you may remember, my first son's birth was very painful via C-section and traumatic, but this experience was beautiful and very therapeutic. That is all down to you and your team. From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
It's Saturday, it's day 15 of the MindNBody. It's Hala here, I'm a pharmacist, and today I want to address an important issue. I mean, sometimes you can see someone with a wound, you know they're hurting because you can see physically the wound, but some people are emotionally hurting. You can't see that wound because it's deep inside them. They might be covering it with a smile, they might be hiding it, they might be hiding away from people, they might go into isolation. So my message today is not to judge people, just go and say hello to those people and reach out. And every single person is going through a struggle, but sometimes if you don't see it, that doesn't mean that it's not there. So be nice, be kind, be humble, and be giving, and always ask people how are they doing. Thank you.
Where we were to where we are now. You know, as pharmacists, does anyone remember the traditional role of the pharmacist? White coat, more open. Things are different now, and things have changed. You can see pharmacists in care homes, you can see pharmacists in a pharmacy, which we always see, which is the white coat, pharmacists in GP practice, pharmacists are everywhere now. You can always hear pharmacists. But something has driven the change. So why pharmacy has changed? It's the patient expectations, patient's access to information, patient experience about their health has increased. So I've talked about the HW3. So how the patient wants the service to be delivered. On the patient's needs. It's not just about, a pharmacist or a healthcare professional.
Hi everybody, season's greetings. My name's Julian. I'm the developer of DadPad, something a lot of you have seen. Really pleased to be taking part in this video clip just to talk about how brilliant it is things are moving forward for families and dads, particularly in terms of perinatal mental health. The new initiative to help new fathers as well as mums at a phase where postnatal depression can be quite commonplace. So great to see there's some extra help and funding for that. People like Gill, thank you so much. Gill, Whose Shoes has brought a lot to this arena over the last few years and will continue to grow, I'm sure. We need you here back in Cornwall as well. We've got lots to discuss, but I'd like to do a lot more with dads as well and focus on really that early help to help them be that partner they can be in pregnancy and post-birth and beyond. So, Merry Christmas to everybody. Hope you're having a lovely time, and I hope the resources are going down a storm all over the country, and I can only wish you all success in 2019. So, thank you very much, and take care. Bye.
Hi, I'm Claire Bullock and this is day 18 Mind and Body Advent, and I'm from the Southwest Maternity Clinical Network where I work for perinatal mental health. So we were really involved in the Southwest with Whose Shoes in the maternity programme, and we had four to six workshops I think across the region, and all our providers have got the toolkit and they are regularly using that. So when the Mind and Body was launched, we jumped at the chance to join in and be a part of the project. So we were one of the sites that joined and supported the Mind and Body, and we've had two really successful events in Gloucester and Devon. Two quite different focuses, but both with really good attendance. Mums, dads, babies, all there on the day, along with healthcare professionals. The most recent one in Devon, we had a really strong focus on rurality, because obviously Devon and Cornwall, we have issues around access, different communities like the military and farming communities, and the issues around access, communication, but also one of the really big topics on the day was around stigma and how we need to appreciate how different communities may or may not access perinatal mental health. So both events were really successful. I think there were about 30 pledges that people pledged on the day, and as a clinical network and with Gloucester, we've been following up those pledges and finding out where people are with those. We are really looking forward to using the toolkit in the Southwest, and are hoping that for Devon, Cornwall and Gloucester will be lead the way in using those toolkits, and we look forward to hearing more from mums, babies and dads across the region and using that toolkit to really engage with them and improve services.
Hello, I'm Sunita. I'm the obstetric lead for postnatal care at Chelsea and Westminster Hospital, and Gill and Flo asked me to contribute to the MatExp Advent calendar because of the postnatal work that we are doing, which fits in with the Mind and Body project. We've adopted a design thinking approach to improve experiences for staff, women and their families on the postnatal ward. One of the areas we're focusing on is improving pain management in the postnatal period, given the impact this has on the mum and baby bonding and breastfeeding rates. It's been great working with the North West London local maternity services to develop the Mum and Baby app, which meets on the recommendations of the Better Birth report, and the app was recently launched. We are fortunate to have the support of our music therapists helping to improve experiences for women, their families and staff members.
My name's Katie. I'm a midwife. I'm a labour ward coordinator at Brighton, and I'm also part of the maternity education team as well. So I'm doing this video today to talk about the Mind and Body projects and my involvement with that. I'm really honoured to ask to participate in some way with it all. And the reason why I was asked was because I'm also a midwife that's had infertility and IVF treatment. One of those was successful. I then later on went on to have several failed treatments, left midwifery for a few years to recover from that. And when I came back, I reflected on my experiences and realised that actually when I had been pregnant with IVF with my daughter, that I'd been overly anxious beyond really what would normally be expected. And so I think since then I've been a woman on a mission, so to speak. I'm really trying to raise awareness in maternity in particular of the extra support and care needed for women and families when they are pregnant following IVF pregnancy, in particular the psychological support. So part of that, I've run an organised study day for midwives and other healthcare professionals, and also as well I've, as I say, been involved with the MindNBody project, for which I wrote a poem. So yes, I just wanted to say thank you, Gill, for allowing me to be involved in this project. Really great opportunity for me to be a voice for other women out there that have been through the same experience as me. And I really hope that the project goes really well. It's a fantastic project looking at perinatal mental health, the holistic well-being of women, and I really wish it all the success. Happy Christmas, Gill. Can't wait to see you when you come down to Brighton, 8th of March, and yeah, we'll see you then. Happy Christmas.
Hello everybody, my name is Kathleen Roach-Nagy. I'm Managing Director of Approachable Parenting. We deliver parenting courses from pregnancy right up to teenagers for our BME communities, primarily the Muslim community. And it's a privilege to have been asked by Gill on day 21 of the Advent calendar to do this short little video to help her in her campaign. What a wonderful way of getting the message across of the importance of the perinatal period and looking after mums and babies and helping them to grow together and develop together. We, in our courses, teach mums practical skills and tools to help them to form a secure attachment, to bond with their baby, and we teach them the importance of brain development. From the summer, when we were actually on the Whose Shoes day with Gill, we went back thinking about how can we change what we do, modify what we do to be better. And from that, we have re-looked at our role plays, and now we do it from the child's perspective. So the baby, the pregnant mum, the baby inside, we actually have the baby's voice when we do our role plays. Or after birth, we do it from the child's perspective, the child when they're born, the baby then, and do the role play, listen to the baby's voice. This is a very powerful way of getting the message across of the importance of secure attachment and bonding. I'd like to thank Gill for inviting us to do this and wish her the best of luck and success. A happy Christmas to everybody and have a healthy and happy new year.
Body Advent video, and I'm making it because to be able to look after women and their families holistically, we also need to be able to look after ourselves holistically. And the way I do that is by taking my dog out and walking my dog and looking at nature around me. And looking after my own well-being so that I can look after those that I care for in my job. So happy Christmas to everyone. I hope you've enjoyed our MindNBody Advent series, and I'm really excited that so many people are so positive about the new resources and are planning to use them in 2019. Happy New Year.
Hi, my name's Emma Lazenby. I'm the director of Formed Films, and this year we made a film called Perinatal Positivity. We were working in collaboration with health professionals and people with lived experience to help parents-to-be to understand what can happen and to know that you're not alone if that does happen and to know where to look for help.
Maternal mental health issues can happen to anyone.
You kind of think in the depths of it that this is how life is going to be, and it really, really isn't. There is light and you just cling on. It will pass.
Before we started this project, I came to a Whose Shoes event, which was very important in the beginning of this film, to be around the health professionals and people. It's a great thing that these new MindNBody cards and resources exist, and it feels like a bright time for perinatal mental health.
that so much more is being done and it is getting talked about, and the more we push it and keep making these resources and these tools to talk about it, it won't be taboo anymore. It will be a thing that is accepted and acceptable to talk about. Happy Christmas and have a lovely new year. Bye bye.
Congratulations.